Hey there, folks. The Scottsdale Travel Chick here. On this trip, we're in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm going to give you a little bit of Newport history and some must-do attractions. And, of course, we'll throw in a few pro tips for you. Okay, let's get going.
What are we doing now?
We're gonna go have some breakfast, and then you have a whole bunch of surprises for me today. And
I do?
I think we're gonna go to Newport today.
What's in Newport?
You haven't told me.
Really? You don't know there's mansions there?
Oh, I did know there's one.
Did you know there's the International Tennis Hall of Fame or something like that?
What? Okay, let's go.
Let's start off with a little bit of background on Newport. It's a small beachside town on Aquidneck Island, and it's about 30 miles south of Providence, Rhode Island, or about 180 miles northeast of New York City. The town is tiny, with a full-time population of only about 30,000 people, but it's a big-time summer destination when it swells with summertime visitors here on vacation. I wanted to mention a little bit about the history of Newport. Newport has a long history, starting as a key trading hub of the colonial era and eventually morphing into a summertime vacation spot for the rich and famous of the Gilded Age in the late 1800s. Remnants of both these paths survive today for tourists to experience. And speaking about tours, there's a lot to see and do in Newport, and I'll list below in the description some of our favorite recommendations. For being so small, Newport has a surprising amount of firsts and national level attractions. For example, in 1657, Newport operated the first ferry service in the nation, and in 1673, the White Horse Tavern was built. It's still in operation today, and the National Sailing Hall of Fame is located here. Newport was also the location of the America Cup yacht races for more than 50 years. Another little known fact is that Newport also held both the first U.S. Open tennis tournaments and the U.S. Open golf tournaments, and the International Tennis Hall of Fame is located here. It doesn't stop there either. Two of the best music festivals in all of America are held in Newport every year: the world-famous Newport Jazz Festival and the Newport Folk Festival. That happens in July. And finally, Newport was also the summer White House for President Eisenhower. Oh, and did I mention some of the biggest mansions in all of America are right here in Newport? And many of them you can tour the grounds and the interiors. Wow, that's a lot of stuff in a little town. Okay, so let's talk about some of the must-dos for a weekend in Newport. Let's start with the famous 10-mile scenic drive. This drive will basically take you around the southern part of the island, where you'll hit multitude of historical sites, including Fort Adams, multiple beaches, and many Gilded Age mansions and country clubs. I'm going to be talking a lot about these sites, and there's a great website for this drive. It's called oceandrivenewport.com. There are a ton of things to see on this drive, so we can't cover everything, but here's a quick rundown of some prime sites you'll see, along with a special pro tip on somewhat exclusive place you can stop for a drink and take in some gorgeous views. So to get started, you'll want to take this trip in a counterclockwise direction, heading down the west coast along Wellington-Harrison Avenue to Ocean Avenue. And the first thing you'll come to is the New York Yacht Club. Originally chartered in 1844, it's probably the most exclusive yacht club in America, with members like Walter Cronkite and President FDR and Ted Turner. It's too bad that it's not open to the public. From the road with all these trees, you wouldn't even know it's there. Next up is a biggie on this drive. It's called Fort Adams. Fort Adams is the largest coastal fort in America, and also home to the famous music festivals like Newport Jazz Festival and the Newport Folk Festival. You can take either self-guided or guided tours, and you can pick up your tickets at the gift shop. There's also a very popular 2.5-mile bay walk path here, which goes around the peninsula where you'll have great views over the bay, and you'll see some older military installations. And that famous summer White House that I mentioned earlier is also here. There is also a military cemetery that you're able to walk through. This is also the location of Sail Newport. It's the largest public nonprofit sailing club in America. Here you can sign up to try your hand at sailing with one of their instructors, or simply rent a boat and head out on your own if you have the experience. Moving a bit further, you'll next come to Hammersmith Farm, which was the childhood home to Jacqueline Kennedy in the summer at White House for JFK during his presidency. In years past, it used to be open for tours, but now unfortunately, it's a private residence. And here's our pro tip for the drive. It's not well known, but it's certainly worth a stop at Ocean Cliff Hotel. It's free to visit and simply head to the expansive patio in the back, grab a drink and relax in one of their Adirondack chairs, and take in the expansive views overlooking the bay.
Scottsdale travel chicks watching a wedding here, but I happen to be enjoying the view out over the bay.
Next up is Castle Hill Lighthouse. It was built in 1890, but still remains an active lighthouse today. And in fact, it's the most popular photographed lighthouse in Rhode Island. After the lighthouse, you'll reach the bottom of the island and make the turn and head up the south coast, where you'll come to a number of parks and beaches. I'm not going to cover each in detail, but in the order you'll come to them, you'll first hit Brenton Point State Park, which has some great public beach areas as well as a viewing platform you can climb. Then there's Kings Beach, which is known for scuba diving. Next up is Gooseneck's Cove. You can watch the migrating waterfowl here. And finally, there are 3 private beach areas. First one is Hazards Beach. Then you have Gooseberry Beach, and finally, Bailey's Beach. Once you make the turn on Bellevue Avenue, you'll enter many famous mansions. The Breakers were built by the Vanderbilt family. And if Rosecliff looks kind of familiar, the movie The Great Gatsby was filmed here. There are about a dozen of these. I'll cover these more in detail in the Cliff Walk section coming up. But let me say here that you really should take some time to stop and tour at least 1 or 2 of the mansions to get a feel of the excessive opulence that early industrialized millionaires tried to apply to their summer cottages. Yep, you heard me correctly. These are summer cottages. Here's our pro tip. Book this ahead of time. Some of these are not opened every day, and a couple of them are on time tickets. Leave us a comment. Let me know your favorite mansion that you toured. Just a quick break here to say, if you're enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up. An encouraging comment, following our channel, and maybe even consider forwarding this to some of your friends. Any of these are a big help to our channel. Finally, you'll finish off your drive back in town at the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Originally opened in 1880, the Tennis Center in Newport has both indoor and outdoor courts and houses the International Tennis Hall of Fame, which was established in 1954. Fun fact, this site actually held the very first US Open tennis tournament in 1881, and every year thereafter until 1914. More than 200 inductees from 23 countries have been recognized, including all the greats you know like Bjorn Borg, Jimmy Connors, Lindsay Davenport, Steffi Graf, Rod Laver, and Andre Agassi, just to name a few. Phew! If you spent any time at all exploring just a few of the sites I've covered so far, you will fully consume one of your days in Newport. So relax, have a drink, and save up your energy for day 2, where you'll be getting out for some sea breezes, great views of the coast, and maybe exploring a few mansions. On your next day in Newport, it's time to get your walking shoes on and hit the Cliff Walk. The Cliff Walk is a 3.5-mile path along the coast, running behind many of the grandiose mansions. Most people start at the north end of the path along Memorial Boulevard, but the first part of the walk is nothing special. So our first tip here is to park on this street. Starting here will also allow you to leave your car in an ideal spot for the trolley to drop you right back off where you started. Directly on the 40 steps, this area used to be popular with the servants who worked at the mansions, and they used to have parties in the evenings along these steps. From there, you'll proceed south past a number of beautiful mansions. Some you can see and others actually you can't, due to the high walls and vegetation along the trail. Either way, there are great views of the water, and there's lots of QR codes you can scan to learn more about the various points of interest. I won't be able to cover everything in detail here, so if you want to know a lot more about the Cliff Walk, please check out our other video dedicated to just the Cliff Walk. Just search Newport Cliff Walk Travel Check. First mansion up is Orchard Court, second only to the Breakers in overall size. It's now a building of South Regina University, and you can freely view the first floor. All the other mansions along this walk require sizable entry fees. The Breakers is next, and it's the most popular of all the mansions. It was originally owned by Cornelius Vanderbilt, and it's over 125,000 square feet. The mansion also houses the Welcome Center for the Preservation Society, where you can get information about other mansions that they're in charge of to make sure your visit to Rhode Island is a bit easier. Entry fee to just see the Breakers is $32, but if you wanted to do the Breakers and 2 additional properties, cost is $57. As you're walking, you'll then pass Angel Sea House. This is privately owned. Next up is Rose Cliff. It's more famous, and it's been the set for many movies such as The Great Gatsby, Homicide, and True Lies. If you decide you just want to tour this mansion, the cost is $25 per person. Here's a shot from our drone looking north towards the Breakers. And moving south along the coast, finishing up down near Marble House. After this point, the trail becomes a bit more rough and uneven as you proceed to 3 more mansions, Rough Point Land's End and the Waves Rough Point, also owned by another Vanderbilt. This one was built in the style of an English manor and was last owned by Doris Duke. Just for fun, here's another drone shot looking from the Marble House down directly south towards Rough Point, Land's End, and the waves at the very end of the island. And yes, the cliff walk runs all the way along this coast, which is shown here in the upper right-hand corner of this drone video. At the end, you'll finish at the beautiful and huge Waves Mansion at the bottom of Ledge Road. From there, you simply walk up Ledge, hang a quick right, and catch the free trolley back to your car. Of course, there are a lot more interesting details about this walk, so if you want all the details on how to do the cliff walk, check out our dedicated cliff walk video I mentioned earlier. Just search Newport Cliff Walk Travel Check. Well, those are 2 of the 3 things you must do when visiting Newport. And the last is exploring downtown Newport and the harbor area. Of course, there's a lot to see in a little town, but most of the top sites can be experienced along the harborfront and the harborfront walk. It's just over 2 miles from the Newport Shipyard to King Park. Starting from the north, you'll begin at the North Shipyard, just south of the bridge to Goat Island. It's an active shipyard, so be careful. After that, you definitely want to hit the Lobster Shack, which is run by the Newport Fishermen's Co-op and serves fresh seafood right off the boats. But better get there early as things sell out. Okay, so we're at the Newport Lobster Shack, quite popular. A little bit of picnic area. It's 2 o'clock and they're already sold out of a few things. And we've got a line. Moving south from there, you'll hit America's Cup and Tam Street. I would call this area peak tourist trap area, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. There are numerous companies offering sailing and boating tours, as well as many restaurants and bars along the various nooks and crannies of the harbor piers. It's a great place to simply wander around and explore. If you're spending the weekend with 1 or 2 nights in town, you'll have plenty of dining and nightlife around this area to keep you busy. Well, there you have it, our visitor guide for a great weekend in Newport, Rhode Island. We hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know what you think in the comment section below, and consider following us for more informative videos just like this one. Until next time, see you later.